Hey guys, welcome back to Home Theater Gurus. Today we're going to be looking at the TV mount we've installed up here. This is a replacement mount for one that was giving me problems. So we're going to look at it operate real quick, talk about it, and then we're going to go up into the attic and look at how it was installed. But the first thing we have to do is move this fan. We had to put this fan here and the TV at the same location basically. So we had to get a style fan that moves out the way. So you press a little button and it's going to spin out of the way. And we wanted the TV to be at the base of the bed. We didn't want to have it on the other side of the fan because that kind of defeats the purpose of having the TV right at our feet and having a nice large image. So we wanted it as close as possible, and this worked perfectly. Now that the fan is out of the way, we're going to drop the TV. And as you can see, the TV does move quite quickly. It's I think I timed it at like 1.6 inches a second. The old one was like an inch. So it's a pretty good bit faster. Now I still haven't trimmed out around the hole. I'm looking for some type of trim that kind of mimics our tray, you know, a nice clean finish. So I'm kind of wanting to find something that I can tuck behind the sheetrock that hangs down 1/2 inch, and then I can come back and caulk it and paint it. Just a nice clean looking edge. I'll find it eventually. So there we are. So while we have the TV down, I'm sure you can tell it's angled. Now it's angled of course towards the heads in the bed, but it's not actually angled enough. I wish it was angled a little bit more, but because of the ceiling height being 10 feet, it just required so much angle to get it perfectly on axis directly at our heads. That just wasn't possible. So, well, without making a big huge hole, and we've got another joist up there, so I couldn't do that. So this is about all the angle that we could get. It's aiming a couple feet above our heads in the bed. Some TVs, or a lot of LED TVs that are backlit, when you get off vertical axis, the picture just doesn't look that great. So we went with an OLED in here, so the pixels are actually, they emit their own light. They're not backlit. So from any angle, the picture is just amazing. This is actually the best TV in the house, is in our master bedroom. So it's really nice TV to watch stuff on. And in case anyone's wondering, this is a 65-inch Sony OLED. All right, let's go ahead and bring it up. And this is where the other one would fail. I would have to actually help it up about halfway at least, and then it would finish the rest of the way. So here we are above the bedroom. Now, the first thing you have to do is make sure that your joists are running the right way. Of course, you need your joist running like this right here, and the 2x4s that you see, normally you're gonna have like 1x4s for your sheetrock. We had to space it down a little bit, that's why you see 2x4s. But anyway, the joists are what support the ceiling. So as long as your joists are running this way, and of course our bed's over there against that wall, but you can have a TV like this as long as your joists are running this way. If they were running the length of the room, of course you couldn't do it because you can't cut those joists. They hold the ceiling up. So, I mean, you could, but you'd have to get a contractor involved to box it out and make sure it was safe. You're gonna get into a can of worms that you probably don't wanna do yourself. I planned on putting a TV here. So we've got 2x8 joist. I actually put a 2x10 up against it, sandwiched it together, but I made the dumb mistake of putting it on the wrong joist. It actually needed to be on the other joist, is where the mount is actually installed. So I just put some braces across it to kind of help support the joist that actually supports the mount, and that's that joist right there that has the outlet attached to it. And I just put a cross piece across it and kind of nailed everything off, so that one joist is also kind of supported by the joist next to it. That's just kind of overboard. I mean, the TV and the mount, they only weigh like 100 pounds, so it's not something you absolutely have to have. So you are going to need power up here. As long as you have an outlet running into your bedroom, you know, you're going to see wires. They're either going to be white or they're going to be yellow. The wire is 14.2, the yellow is 12.2. The yellow is 20 amp, the white's going to be 15 amps. But this, you may want to get a contractor involved with this, maybe have an electrician come over and put your outlet in. But if you've got those wires up there running into the bedroom, or actually anywhere, as long as you know where they're going, you can tap into them and drop an outlet, and that's what we have right here. We've got an outlet, and the outlet feeds both the TV and the mount. And that right there is the transformer for the mount. And the mount's got its own plugs. We didn't need to plug our TV into that box because we've got 2 plugs here. So we just went straight to the outlet. And I can come over here and I can actually, you can hear it working the mount up and down. As you can see, this house is insulated with spray foam, so it's nice and comfortable up here at all times. A lot of houses aren't going to be that way, so you have to insulate the cavity, and so we use ductboard. Ductboard is used in the HVAC world. That's your heating, ventilation, and air conditioning world, for all kind of stuff. They use this for the plenums, for your air conditioner systems. This is actually some ductboard right here. I think this is 1 inch. There's some 2 inch down there on the floor. But the HVAC community will use this stuff to build duct. So this is often the only thing that actually insulates the conditioned air from the attic anyway. So we use this product to make our box. You can cut it with a steak knife, and then you need some aluminum tape, which is what they use. It's called duct tape. It's not like regular duct tape, it's a foil type tape. You can use that to assemble the box. It's very, very easy to put together. As you can see, it's all taped and sealed all the way around it. So we have basically like a little igloo insulating our TV and our lift. And that's all there is to it. And whenever we put this mount in, the new mount, I just removed this section here so I could get in there, unbolt the old TV, or the old mount. We'd already taken the TV off of it because the TV has a regular bracket like you would use to mount on your wall. Took the TV off, then we just replaced the mount with the new mount, and that was it. Put it all back together, taped and sealed it real good, and that was pretty much it. Now to mount the mount, as you can see, we've got a 2x8 that's sitting vertically on top of the joist here, and on the back side right here I have a 2x4 here that's actually lag screwed into the joist, and then I have a couple lag screws holding that 2x8 onto the face of it, and then we mounted that lift onto the face of the 2x8. So all of the force is going straight down. It's very, very strong. If you had any type of wobble or kick when the TV goes up and down, see, it's very, very sturdy, but you could just put like a kicker, is what they call it, a kicker off of here down to one of these other joists just to kind of stabilize it this way. But it's very, very stable as is because of the lag screws that I use. I'll put a link to those lag screws in the description. The kind I use are really, really good. All right, guys, so there's not much to it. I mean, really, even building the entire box, mounting everything is like a one-day job on a weekend. It's not a big deal. If you're not comfortable, again, get an electrician to mount your electrical box up here if you need to. You know, but other than that, it's kind of a homeowner's job. As long as you have someone helping you from down below to position the mount and kind of just give you a hand, it's not too big of a deal. So on my way out, I'm passing right by the air conditioner, so we'll talk about that real quick. You actually have not duct board, but it's duct liner, which is like a semi-flexible duct board. It's the same product, it's just not rigid. That's what's lining all of this stuff here. The blower unit, the evaporator unit right here, whenever you buy it, that's what's lining the entire thing. So it's actually really good insulation, even though it doesn't seem like it's much. You know, that shell that you're building around that TV, it's actually thicker and better insulation than what's running through all this. I mean, it's better insulation than what's in here, you know, and all of this ductwork. So there's nothing wrong with using that at all. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you got any questions you want to have answered, leave them down in the comments, and check out the description. There's a lot of links down there, affiliate links to help the channel out. There's a Patreon, you know, if you want to go that route. Just check them out. All that stuff does greatly help out the channel. Thanks, guys.